Hi, my name's Ulysses. I'm the research assistant here at Curia, where we turn policy into practice. Recently, in the last year, we've been working on levelling up, and as part of that, we're running many inquiry sessions on housing and homelessness. As part of those inquiry sessions, and within those inquiry sessions, we've been talking a lot about topics, especially for my invited guests, and many of those same issues that we've seen across the UK are exemplified in this situation with Emma.
I'm here in Granger with Emma. Emma, you've invited me down today just to have a chat with you about really what's going on here in your property. And, I've been really shocked to see actually the kind of state that Chesterfield Borough Council has made to you to live in, really. So do you want to just tell me a little bit about kind of the backstory to this? As you can see, there's huge amounts of mould in the property, a huge amount of damp, and I'm really, really shocked at the state that the council have made you live in. So do you want to just tell me a little bit about what's happened and how we've got here, really?
Well, just after Christmas, I noticed a leak coming from there onto all here. I thought it was my boiler to start with because it was all dripping down there. So I rung them up on an emergency call out. They came out and said, oh no, it's not you, it's your ceiling from above flat. So rung it in and we had a bit of a performance with timing and everything and in being out and stuff. But they eventually got in and allegedly fixed it. They told me it was a broken seal in the bath. 3 weeks later, it was still leaking. So after ringing them up time and time again, getting him to come out, and all they kept doing is looking at it like this and went, oh yeah, it needs to dry out. It needs to dry out. That's all I kept getting. And gradually it was getting worse. As you've just seen, Ben, there's all mould and things in the bathroom from the other side. I contacted my local council MP, Toby Perkins, explained to him, and he has sent him videos like I've sent yourself. He basically got his one of his colleagues to look into it, and all I kept getting off them is, oh, I'm waiting to hear back, blah, 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 all the time. So I eventually had enough, contacted the Derbyshire Times, they came and took pictures. I'm a little bit annoyed because they only used that picture when I wanted both sets of pictures in.
And that's really bad, isn't it?
Yeah, the other side, yeah, that has obviously dried out now.
Yeah, but the mould in there is unbelievable, really, isn't it? And the smell.
Yeah, I have got a little bit of a cough still. I've had that.
And how long have you been ill for, would you say, in terms of sort of cough issues, respiratory issues?
Probably I'd say just like after it started. Really.
So for a few months, basically.
Yeah. Won't say straight away. But,
no, yeah. And what was it like living in conditions like this?
Well,
how's that affected you?
It's embarrassing for me because that nose blind thing, I don't know if it's the true thing, but you've seen that advert that you've gone nose blind. I can't smell it, but when my mum comes, she can, or I'm conscious of when other people are coming. I have to apologise to them. It's embarrassing. I'm autistic as well. I have other mental health issues. I don't really like discussing it because it's like sometimes people think, oh, she's pulling that one to get stuff done. But I'm not. I just want to be able to live in a clean environment, and this is not clean. There's mould there. I've been here 4 years, and that's been on and off. I've treated it a couple of times. They've come out and all they've done is spray it. I had an inspector come out, David Purcell, I think it was regarding all this or regarding my kitchen. And he basically, you see the state of the shower floor. He actually came and cleaned it the first time and said it was due to a lack of cleaning regime. So basically it was calling me a scruff. Well, it clearly wasn't. You can see the damp, you can see the mould and everything.
So how would you say, just overall, in terms of how the council's been with you, how do you sort of evaluate their...
They're not bothered, but they're quick to put the rents up 7.7% all the time. They don't want to do it. It's not just Chesterfield Borough Council, it's all landlords. They're not bothered. Once they're getting your money, they don't care.
And they've just put their allowances up 15% as well, haven't they?
They can give themselves a pay rise, but letting the tenants live in. And then all we get is, the tenant's responsibility to do, etc. I mean, I don't know if I just mentioned, but David Purcell told me that mould isn't mould, it's condensation.
It definitely is mould.
Yeah, my mum's had the same problem with her landlord. They tried to pass it off as condensation, so it must be a book of excuses that they're passing around.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to be making sure that Chesterfield Borough Council, don't treat people like this, and do something, because there's no way that people should be living in these conditions through no fault of their own.
Well, after I'd gone to the Derbyshire Times, a couple of days later, I came home and there was a note on my door. I can't find it. I think I took a picture of it, of the date. It turned out it was a leaky pipe.
Right.
And it had been fixed. And then obviously, as you can see, it's dried out and everything. But, this is how they've left me. They reckon that this is a brand new kitchen. It's not a new kitchen because the doors are coming off.
Yeah.
Well, not level. And I don't know if you can see in there, but there's all mould and stuff in there as well.
I'll do some shots.
And as I say, well, look, I mean, as I say, I'm really, really shocked and surprised that the council would make you live in these conditions. And I've seen it, and the scary thing is I've seen other houses that have been like this as well. So as I say, I'm going to do what I can to make sure that this gets fixed. Thank you, for inviting me down to see that, and let's hope that we can do something positive. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Just heard from Ben speaking to Emma about the mould in a house. But mould isn't just an issue we see in Chesterfield. In fact, we see it across the country. In Curia's Levelling Up Commission, in the Housing and Homelessness Inquiry session in particular, we were talking about these issues and how they affect people. The primary way is in breathing. When mould increases in a house, air quality suffers. And when air quality suffers, people develop new breathing issues, asthma in particular. On the flip side, we've also got a massive fiscal impact of mould. As mould increases, it becomes more expensive to then deal with it, harder to deal with it, takes more time. Public purses aren't in a good state. Local finances aren't in a good state. And therefore, by tackling this issue early, by even going forward and putting in place preventative measures, it means that we can tackle mould and decrease the fiscal impact that it has on local government finances.